Hey guys, it's Marissa. So in today's video, I did something a little bit different. I've been watching the Instant Influencers episodes with James Charles, and I just really think that all the different makeup looks that they have in the show is really cool and really different. And I wanted to make an inspired makeup look off of one of the finalists' look, which was from Ashley's look. She did like the off-white makeup brand and did like a hot orange wing, and it kind of looked like pop art to me. So I kind of wanted to recreate that wing with like normal pop art stuff. So I tried to like outline certain features of my face and then just blended it into what my natural face actually looks like with no makeup on this side. And sorry if the lighting's a little bit weird, I'm still trying to work things out with how I have everything set up. But it's not one of my favorite makeup looks. I wanted to just try something new just to see how I would do with it, because I usually just do normal makeup tutorials and I never just try to go out of my comfort zone whenever it comes to just creating new things. So I really liked how she was able to go out of her comfort zone for it as well, and she was a little bit nervous whenever trying out something new, and that was definitely like a side of her that we didn't see on the show until like the very last episode. She was one of my favorites, especially Kaylin. Those two were my favorites from the show, and I just really liked how they did all of their different makeup looks, and after some time we could really just see how their confidence was even more boosted throughout like the episodes. So I wanted to do like the same thing with this look. And I think the things that I really like the most is how I did the lips on how it looks like I'm smiling, and also that hot orange wing. And what I tried to do is create a little bit of depth with that same colored orange and trying to fade it into my actual face, just so that way it creates a little bit more depth like how I said. I also was gonna just recreate the look that she did herself, but I kind of was struggling with it. I don't know why, but I don't know how Ashley literally was able to write words on her face with a felt tip eyeliner pen. I was not able to do it, so I give her props for that. And like my hand is just, I literally was not able to see what I was doing. So I was gonna just recreate her actual look, but because I was having a hard time with it, I just created something a little bit different, but that was inspired off of it. Overall, this look is just for fun, and it was just something really quick that I just wanted to do and put together. I think that Ashley really did deserve it and that she did an amazing job, so I'm really proud of her for that. And if they do create a season 2, then I definitely want to be able to be prepared for that and create more tutorials where I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something a little bit more different and unique. And if you want to see how I did this look, then just keep on watching. So I actually did this makeup look twice, and this is the first attempt. They're actually just both a fail, to be honest, but I'm starting off with the Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas Concealer. It's in the shade Halo White, and I'm starting that off as my base first for my whole entire face. And if you watched my videos previously before, I normally start with my eyes first. I just think it's easier for me. So I'm not too sure why I started out with my face first. I didn't really realize about the wing part until a little bit afterwards, and I kind of struggled with that, and that's what made me want to redo the whole thing. But for now, I'm continuing with just the base of my face and just blending that concealer in using a Real Techniques Beauty Complexion sponge. And then I'm actually setting that all with a powder. But before I do that, this is where it started to go wrong. I started to take some of that concealer and try to blend it in with my brow and try to make it a little bit more faint. I do not have any kind of Elmer's glue stick, which I know sounds really weird. I feel like everyone does have some sort of glue stick, but I didn't, so that's what I was trying to do to accommodate for that. This is when I tried to start drawing the letters onto my face, and I just was not able to do it well with that felt tip eyeliner that I was using. I was using the e.l.f. liquid eyeliner in the shade Jet Black. It was just not working out well for me, and I was just trying to skip those steps and to just try to work with everything else. So I did fill in my brows and my lips, but then I just realized it was just looking more like a mime than anything else. So I just redid that look after a little bit once I was trying to do my eye look, and then I just realized this was not going to go well. But yeah, for now I'm filling in my eyebrows using a black eyeshadow, and it's actually from the James Charles palette in the shade Spooky. And then I set my face with a white eyeshadow called Flashback from that same palette. I was taking the shades 518 and Rusted from the James Charles palette for my eyeliner wing, and so whenever I was applying that before I took everything off, I was just realizing that it wasn't turning out the way I liked it. So that's when I took everything off and I just retried it again, starting with the eyeliner wing first this time, and I was just kind of going in between with that orange color first and also some of the concealer by Makeup Revolution and just kind of creating a colored concealer with it. That way it was a little bit easier to blend out and it was a little bit more pigmented. Then I went back in with that same e.l.f. liquid liner, and then I also took some of the shade Spooky, and with an e.l.f. concealer I just tried to buff and blend it out a little bit better, and I tried to make those edges a little bit more crisp and smooth, if that makes sense. I just really tried to clean it up as much as possible, and I would go back in with that concealer as well because I really was trying hard to just make this look really clean and good, but yeah, it didn't turn out very well. So now I'm going back in with that Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas Concealer that I was somewhat satisfied with how I did my eyeliner. And I'm just repeating those same steps and blending it in using that same Real Technique sponge. And then also setting my face with that same shade from the James Charles palette in the shade Flashback. This time I also did fill in my brow a little bit more lightly with that e.l.f. concealer brush in that same matte black shade, and I was just really taking my time with that as well. And then I deepened that brow a little bit later with that e.l.f. eyeliner, and I just tried to really take my time with that and filled and shaped the brow as much as possible. I wanted to complement the rest of my face with that bright orange eyeliner that I just used, so I took those same shades 518 and Rusted and a little bit of Code James, and I applied that with the end of that Real Technique sponge and just kind of acted like as if that was like a bronzer and contour. And for the contour part, I actually outlined my cheekbone using that e.l.f. liquid eyeliner in the shade Jet Black, and then I just repeated those same steps to my nose and also the inner corner of my eye and just outlined those spots too. And then this is where I darkened my brow a little bit more, and then for the lips I took mainly the shade Rusted, and I kind of used that as a matte lip, and I just applied it to one half of my face and then outlined my lips again with that same eyeliner. And then afterwards I just kind of went back and forth with those colors, and then with the Makeup Revolution concealer I just kind of created more like a glossy lip with that, and I just think that turned out pretty cool for like a pop art lip. Then I created more of like an outline towards like the end of my lip, if that makes sense. I don't really know how to explain that part, but I also added like a dimple to make it look like I was smiling as well, which I thought was kind of cool. And then using a damp washcloth with nothing on it, I just tried to create like a straight line downwards so you could really see the separation between my natural skin and that concealer. And then I just blended the rest of that orange shade to create that depthness to it, and that was the completed look. So even though this kind of turned out as a fail, I still was able to get a little bit more practice on how to do stuff like this, and I really hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. If you want to see more videos from me, I would recommend for you to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!